Happy Friday. What's up? Thank you guys for joining into another episode of Behind the String. If you guys don't know how this works, make sure you go watch the original video up here first and then come back to this one so you get all the behind the scenes scoops about what's going on. We're going to talk about our black bear hunting extravaganza, David and I's, that we had, I guess it was last fall. If you guys are enjoying these, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that like so I know for future video content. Big announcement, merch is live. I linked in the description our website, t-shirts, hats, stickers, the whole works. Go over there. If you spend $35 or more, I'll ship it to you for free. Go check it out. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it. Let's hop right into this. Pour up a drink with us, and let's have some fun.
Oh, dude.
Before anybody wants to talk shit, yes, we're twinning it up today and deal with it. That's about all I got to say about that. So, all right, let's get into it. Black bear hunt.
Oh, that's right. The adventure in Arkansas.
It is the day before black bear season in Arkansas. We are here. We got here last night and set up the tent ways down the road. We're going to go over and check out a spot. Hopefully we're going to camp out tomorrow. But, yeah, we're enjoying this weather, though.
It's nice.
The weather was good.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's super nice. We're on this trail right now. We got about a 4.5 mile hike ahead of us. We're going to try to go check out a couple spots that I think bear are coming into. This is day one.
Where we need to wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning to come back.
This is day one. We went out and tried to do a public land black bear hunt in the Watchtaws. And if you're watching this and know anything about the Watchtaws, you're probably laughing and waiting for the rest of the description because it was the biggest shit show ever. But we'll get into that. So yeah, we found a camping spot. We just roughed it out, but it was really good weather.
Yeah.
And
We were
this
blessed with that for sure.
This first day we kind of looked it up on Onyx and did the whole thing and we're gonna hike into this point. We're gonna get into the Watchtaws 4.5 miles. Try to scout around a little bit is what we thought. Ended up going about 6, and then having to go up the mountain and turn around and come back. So we ended up doing 12 in one day.
It was rough.
I thought I was gonna die. I don't know if I got that on camera. I haven't watched this video in so long. But yeah, we were so optimistic. This is first morning. And we get out there and we are ready to rock and roll, all geared up, and yeah, we'll see how it goes here.
It was fun. I will tell you this. I had a really good time. It's probably my first quote-unquote stock hunt. My first nature hike of that extreme.
Oh, it was mine too. Yeah, it was a blast. I mean,
I thought, didn't y'all go do some nature hiking in Colorado?
I've been here before. My wife and I went to these mountains and just hiked around, but this was the first hunt.
Y'all didn't stay out there then?
No, we just did a couple mile hike out to a lookout point and then went back to the house. So, but no, we had great weather. It was pretty cool.
It warmed up towards the end of the hunt.
It did warm up toward the end.
On this part of the valley, and
we were probably 2.5, 3 miles in and finally got signs of life. It was rough.
pretty continuous throughout here.
Hadn't seen any deer, any squirrels at this point.
White oaks through here. I'll probably mark it on Onyx, but we saw these. We just came up on a couple of these bushes here.
The only berries we saw. Now, granted, we were walking a pretty beaten trail.
Yeah.
But what we were looking for is just signs of life, and then we could track off, side to side, and we'd never
So that's
found
good.
it.
That's good. We're gonna explore this area a little bit more, and this is quite possibly somewhere we come hang out.
Spoiler alert, we never went back to that spot.
Nor did we
Nor
see
did
bears.
we see a bear. Ain't that the truth? Hold on. I think I see a bear.
Nope.
Was not a bear. It was actually a little buck.
Oh, that's right.
We saw that little buck up on the side of this
We saw
hill.
probably, what, 4 or 5 deer?
Yeah, we saw 4 or 5 whitetail. Some good droppings from whitetail, but never any real bear sign.
No.
That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
Little jet bull.
Yeah.
Little pack out lunch. Got water right out of the stream.
I've been trying to talk
In
the
a
kids
couple
into,
spots besides poop.
side note, about going to the beach and actually staying on the beach. And, like, that jet boil would be perfect to be able to.
Yeah, and that's the smallest, most
Yeah.
compact. I mean, they got, like, kitchen setups. You can get, like, 12-quart pans and stuff.
Right, but we used your frying pan on top of that to cook eggs.
Oh, I know, but, like,
So-
the container, like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
could use it in, well, the other ones, they're a little more higher BTUs, and they're more like a range instead of
Gotcha.
just a direct flame. Because
Yeah.
if you remember when my
Yeah.
big pot, we had to, like, cook it off to the one side.
Yeah.
But those jet bowls are sweet.
Yeah.
I'm about 1.5 miles to where we want to check out a possible field camp for tomorrow, since we'll be hunting tomorrow and not just hiking.
Oh, yeah, that was
So
the
we got
plan.
that going
I
on,
forgot about
and
that.
then,
Mm-hmm.
The plan was to hike out to this location to scout it because we had the hammocks and field camp and all the gear and stuff. So we pulled into this campsite and set up a tent and had like base camp, if you will, and we trekked out for the day, and we were just going to hammock camp it a few miles into the woods, and for whatever reason decided not to.
Well, we just weren't seeing signs, so we wanted to explore the other side.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
We
because we were
found
on one
one
side of
sign.
the forest.
We found
Yeah,
one
yeah,
bear scat, remember?
Yeah, here at the near the end of this video, we found one bear shit. At least what I think was bear shit. I'm not versed in bear shit, but
Does a bear crap in the woods?
We're going to claim it, though.
yeah, we're gonna claim that it is bear. That's why. Yeah, we had planned to be like, oh, okay, there's a lot of good bear sign. You know, a half mile from here, we'll pitch the hammocks,
Yeah.
make a little jet boil dinner, sleep it out, and then wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the bear sign and sit instead of spot and stalk it.
Yeah.
And after hiking 9 miles, we found one bear poop, no scrapes, hardly any berries.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, let's go back to base camp and go search another part of the mountain range.
Yeah.
That's right.
Beautiful weather out. Couldn't ask for any more than that. Pretty landscape.
Oh,
no wind.
oh, easy.
One-
Arrrr.
one
Break out your
probably-
dollars.
Arrrr.
one is a doe.
Dollar bills.
There is.
It did feel good, though.
out here.
Not ashamed of what I've done.
Bear poop.
No.
So, on the lookout for poop. Here we go.
Here, poopy poopy. All of you hunters that spot and stalk, answer the question as why he was carrying a stick out in front of him.
Oh my god, dude. The freaking spider webs were ridiculous. I mean, walking through the woods like this with
Yeah.
a freaking stick, man.
Your shoulders got to work out.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is where we made it to. So we finally got in here. This was 5.5, 6 miles in, like to where we thought we were going to set up base camp. It was actually a perfect spot to, not base camp, like field camp.
Mm-hmm.
It was a perfect spot to set up field camp. This waterfall, could have hopped in for a quick bath, went back to the hammocks, had dinner. It was awesome, made a fire. But again, no bear sign, and this was day one, so we were like, we're not going to waste our time staying here. We need to go check out. There's so many more acres to explore, but this was really cool.
Yeah.
Part of me looking back on this experience wished we would have stayed there a night
Yeah.
just to do it, even though there wasn't bear sign.
Yeah.
If I could go back and tell myself in that moment, just be like, just stay here.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have done that.
Well, it was pretty close to that where we did find the one bear shit.
Yeah, it was just up the hill from
Yeah.
here. So, yeah,
If
looking
it was
back on
bear.
it.
We'll see
Yeah,
in a
if it
minute,
was-
right?
Yeah, we'll see in a minute. I put it in here.
Everybody can comment. No, guys, that was some drunk.
Yeah, this
Kid.
is a Sam Squanch. Speak of the devil. We'd hiked 7 miles to this point.
So we're gonna search this area a little bit and see what else we can find.
Here's what I'll say about the possible bear poop encounter.
Okay.
I know it wasn't whitetail.
Yeah.
Could have been raccoon.
I
mean, they poop similar.
Yeah, but isn't it like runnier and isn't it smaller?
Maybe. I mean, maybe he'd been stopped up, took some Miralax, you know.
Big coon.
But seeing nothing for 5 hours of a hike, uphill, exhausted already, and we were headed back to the truck. At that moment, that was bear poop.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'll say about that. Now, looking back on it, was it bear poop? I hope so. I still feel pretty good about it. But for somebody watching this or who watched the original, it's like, brother, that ain't bear poop.
Yeah.
That's okay with me if it wasn't. In that moment in my life, that was bear poop, and I had a little bit of hope.
Yeah. I mean, the fuel that gave us to get down that mountain, well, first up and then down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started in the valley between two and literally walked the water and then went up the mountain and then out on the ridgetop and then back down to our truck. So we made kind of a big rectangle. So yeah, we were almost to the top of our ascent to the ridge line and found that. And we were both like, yes, it's bear poop. And we were like, let's keep going.
So if you can go back in your brain to reference the dossier that you gave me on bears in the Ouachitas, do you remember why we decided to go start in the valley?
Oh, that's what it was. It was supposed to be we started in the valley because that's where they are. We wanted to catch them coming and going.
Yeah.
So we started in the valley because they'll bed higher up in elevation and go down into the valley as the sun comes out more and it gets hotter to feed and get water, which is where we were. And then we figured by midday we would be on an ascend, which the timing of everything worked out perfectly.
Right.
And, you know, if we were to catch one while we were in the valley coming to us, that would have been perfect. And then while we're on the ridge top in the afternoon, it was, again, them going back up to elevation at bed. So that's what the plan was that we executed well minus the bear part.
Right. We also were thinking then by the time we were at the top, we would be able to hopefully glass and see them coming up and or moving around. And,
Yeah, you want to talk about rookie mistakes about not knowing. I mean, in David's defense, I did all of the research for this and thought we were going to be able to get up to ridge tops and sit on our bums for a couple hours and glass and be like, oh, there's an opening over here. There's some water over here. Good sign over here. Or hell, there's a bear 2 miles off. Let's see if we can make a play on it or whatever. Yep. But this isn't like Western big game at all. You'll see, I think at the end of this video, I show a little bit of footage maybe of the top. If not, go to my Instagram. There's pictures from our hunt at the top of the ridge top and a little video. You can't see a twig on a tree right in front of you. It's so thick. It was ridiculous.
all green. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you could sit there and glass, and all you're looking at is treetops. So there could have been 4.5 billion bears out there, and we wouldn't have seen a one. Yeah. So the glassing was immediately cut off right when we made it to the ridgetop. That kind of sucked.
Yeah. Other than our snack for lunch.
Yes.
The melted cheese.
Yeah, the melted cheese snack was rough, the food situation. Hey, this was a learning experience.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We learned to call an outfitter.
Yeah, right. We learned call an outfitter, and I will say we were on the trek back of that. We had just eaten lunch, and I was dehydrated. I didn't drink enough. It was cool weather. I made the mistake, and we had like a mile and a half left or so. Yeah. And, dude, I was flush, feeling like shit, lightheaded. I thought David was going to have to piggyback me out of this mountain range, to be honest with you, because I just wasn't drinking enough. And, I mean, I had a 3-liter Camelback on, and I didn't even finish it. And I hiked 10 miles. Like, that's not okay. So that, again, learning experience. I know I need to be more conscientious about the water. Yeah. Ended up being fine. Got sick later on that night and had a good night's rest, and we were up hiking again in the morning. It was just a small heat exhaustion probably, but that was rough.
Yeah.
But learned a lot.
We did. He learned this old fucker could keep up with him.
Right, you did great, man. You drank water.
I did do that.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Well,
stuff
So yeah,
lunch,
try
get
glassing
top
through
of the
that.
mountain. And if you can see behind me at all, our original plan to glass. Well,
Yeah.
I say original.
It's been a while since we watched this. Huh?
You can tell that David and I don't pre-watch these videos. I hadn't watched this since it's been released, so it's like real time react. And
Yeah.
clearly, I just explained this, so we're clearly not glassing here.
We dominated the valley floor.
Yeah, see, we still got 4.5 miles to go.
Yeah, we just made it back
I
up,
think we're gonna do it.
and we got 4.5.
There's so much land out
And there was still a lot more up from this point.
Oh yes, very much so up.
We
after
didn't
this.
realize that, but yeah.
We gained elevation for a hot minute.
Yeah.
looking for some stuff.
I mean, you can see. Let me pause this so people can hear a little better. But you can see that's a great pause. Man, I'm just so good at that timing where the faces are just so genuine.
Yeah, I like it.
The
emotion is raw.
yes, very raw. You can see like where we are in camera. Where we hiked to was the tallest peak in this undeveloped range. So knowing that, you can kind of see where we're at, and then look over my right shoulder. Obviously, elevation is gained on that peak behind us.
Mm-hmm.
We go higher than that because we went to the top of the highest thinking, oh, on the way back, we could glass at sunset and then head back to the truck.
Yeah.
So that's what the goal was. So we still got quite a lot of elevation to gain here.
Yeah, if we would have known what we had in front of us, I would have started right back down the mountain from there.
I agree. I'd have been like, oh, let's just go
Yeah.
go dunk in the water, take a bath, and just chill out and wait and see
Yeah.
if something comes. If not, then we'll hike it back out on the valley floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Rookie moves.
Rookie mistakes.
Oh, well.
Learning experiences.
East side of the forest,
This,
which we didn't get
yeah,
to
I'm going to
before.
pause there for a second and chit-chat about that. That really took the wind out of my sails, at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know what day it was. Day 2, day 3?
Let's see.
I can't
That
remember.
was day 2 because we decided to take a shortcut to a trail to get deeper in it, remember?
Mhm.
And we got to the top and we couldn't see the trail. We didn't know what we were going to get
Yeah,
coming
that was
over.
day 2.
And we had to go from tree to tree to make it up to the top
Dude,
of that.
the steepness was ridiculous, and we thought, oh, let's get to the top of this ridge and see if we can. Well, on Onyx, the satellite image at the top of this ridge, it was a clearing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so we were like, worst case scenario, we hump it up there,
Yeah.
have lunch, and then see what we can see. We knew we weren't going to glass at that point, but I mean, the clearing was large enough down the other side of this that you could probably see based on what Onyx, and you get up there and it was like South Texas.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous. I don't know when the satellite image was taken, but it wasn't any time recent.
Mhm.
So that, yeah, you're right. That was after.
I mean, it took us, an hour and 48 minutes to go like 900 yards up this hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about
Yeah.
2 hours.
And we got down it in 12 minutes,
Yeah,
going
about 12,
from
yeah.
tree to tree
Yeah.
as fast as we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falling down the mountain.
Basically.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The
Yeah.
down was cool. The up was not so cool.
The up was not good.
But so that was day 2, and we had hiked. What we did was we hiked all the way that 12 miles or whatever that you just saw. We commented on was in a wilderness area in the Watchtoss, and then we hiked on the other side of what I would consider to be like the main road north. We hiked on the other side of what David and I were just chit-chatting about. So we hop back in the truck. We're coming back up the mountain to go back to base camp, our tent for the night or whatever. And, you know, it's one way in, one way out on the side of mountains if you've ever driven on a mountain. And we come up on 2 cars. One had a flat, and this dude is helping out. So we can't get around him, nothing, which is no big deal.
Yeah.
David and I get out, help this lady change her car tire, and get to chit-chatting. Well, I just said that we were on the left side of this road doing doing our hiking stuff the day before. This guy was far east in the Watchtoss, and he said that he just did a 3-day, 30-mile round trip hike through the east side and saw 1 bear poop.
And that was the back half of our hunt. That was if
Yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't,
yeah.
we
We
weren't
started
successful
west.
here, we were going there.
We started west and we were going east. So
Yeah.
he just confirmed that the next 3 days for us were useless. So combined, after the we'll call it mile hike we did up that mountainside, the 12 miles before and the 30 he did, We had 43 foot miles between 3 individuals, and definitely 1, maybe 2 bear poops. Yeah. We were pretty deflated at that point. And yeah.
Well, the funny thing too is the lady that had the flat tire, she did her thesis for her doctorate on the bear integration into the Ouachita. So while we're changing tires and trying to, luckily we had fix a flat. I mean, while we were, we spent 35, 40 minutes with these people. She was educating us on all this stuff too, and she basically confirmed, like, if you're not baiting bears in the Ouachita Mountains, which you're not allowed to bait in the national forest,
public,
then you're not going to see a bear. All the private land guys up there, they're all baiting and selling hunts. So
yeah, to the best of our knowledge, that's what was happening. And I actually hooked up with one of you guys who lives out there and has been hunting the Ouachitas publicly and the Ozarks for years and has never seen a public land bear. I posted some stuff on TikTok, and he reached out to me and said, "You guys are in the Ouachitas, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, I've been living up here for a while and never once seen a public land bear. It just doesn't happen. They're all over bait and what we just kind of described." So I was like, at that moment, this was a lot of time after our hunt, it was kind of nice for that confirmation to be like, "Look, bro, you didn't really do anything wrong. You gave it a good try, but you weren't going to find nothing." So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But that was day 2. We humped it around another full day, stayed the night, and then decided to pack it up and head out. We planned on being there for 6 days, and we were there for 3 full and then 4 nights, and which I'm happy about at this point, knowing that we would have just wasted our time. But that was a tough decision. We talked about that a lot over dinner and trying to figure out what we were going to do and if we were going to come home and this and that. And I think at the end of the day, we both agreed that I think we're just spinning our wheels here and it's not working. So definitely a learning experience. Still had a bunch of fun. Still got to camp out and whatnot. But yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah, it was.
But
I think it's got us a little more prepared, though, for the future.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know I'm not going back there to hunt bear. I go back to hunt whitetail.
Yeah.
We saw 3 or 4, and we saw some good whitetail sign. I go back to try to get a whitetail, which I have since then, and saw a lot of whitetail in the same national forest a little farther south. But, yeah, I'd go back to hunt whitetail. But if you want an Arkansas black bear, I'm going to have to call somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to happen. So.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
No complaints.
No complaints.
Got me away from work.
Yeah, right.
With no signal, which meant I actually got away from work. So
yeah, there ain't no signal in there. You got to GPS it out. So
we got to the top of that ridge and we were having lunch and my phone started working. I was like, "Hurry up and eat. We got to get down the mountain. I don't want to look at it."
Yeah, we did make to the top of that. That's funny.
Next time, you want to go on a nature hike though? Just call it that, so I don't have to pack all the camo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, next time we want to go on a nature hike, we'll just have to plan it that way, so we don't have to bring all the crap like David said. But hey, learning experience, that's what hunting is. I had a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. If you, but after you watched the first one, you were like, "Man, these guys don't know what they're doing." Now at least you know why we didn't know what we were doing, and we're at least a little better prepared for the future. So thanks for hanging around. You guys have a great weekend. Pour yourself another drink. And as always, stay knocked up.